Welcome to Newswatch tonight. Hoping you had a fruitful day today. My name is Melissa Oduor, joining us together with Boniface Muredi as we bring you news that made headlines tonight. Newswatch begins now. Athletes, family members and friends of the late legendary marathoner Kelvin Kiptum today convened at the Eldoret Hospital morgue to receive the body of the hero who perished together with his coach 2 Sundays ago. The hearse carrying Kiptum's body led the procession of mourners from Eldoret town, passing through Iten town and ending at his family's home in Kipsamo village, Elgeyo Marakwet County, for the last lap of honor ahead of Kiptum's burial tomorrow. Kate and Diego continues on that trail.
Athletes and local residents turned out in large numbers for the procession ceremony in honor of the late marathon champion Kelvin Kiptum. They paid their last respects by walking alongside the horse for roughly half a kilometer within Eldoret town. Upon reaching Iten town, residents were granted the opportunity to view the body and paid their last respects as the body arrived around 1 p.m.
May the Holy Spirit comfort the family. May the Holy Spirit comfort the athletes. May the Holy Spirit comfort each one of us. I want to issue a body. Thank you so much. Thank you for your cooperation.
This follows an emotional Wednesday night vigil where hundreds of Eldoret residents and fellow athletes gathered for a candlelit procession in honor of the late athlete who died in a road accident 2 Sundays ago together with his Rwandan coach. The procession commenced from the Eldoret Arboretum to Nandi Park where a candle lighting ceremony was conducted. From Iten town, the body was taken to a local church at Kipsamo where a brief service followed by public viewing of the body and a night vigil ahead of the main funeral service and burial on Friday was conducted. Notable figures including President William Ruto are expected to attend the funeral service at Kipsamo Primary School tomorrow. Following the service, the body will be taken to another 15 kilometers journey to Kiptum's new residence in Naiberi where the final burial rites will be performed. This burial coincides with the ongoing construction of the athlete's new home initiated by President William Ruto on Kiptum's farm in Naiberi, Uasin Gishu County. Engineers and laborers have worked tirelessly to ensure the completion of the residence before the transfer of the body from the Eldoret Hospital morgue. Kate and Diego reporting for Hope TV Newswatch.
Thank you, Kate, for that report. Now, the opposition, Azimio la Umoja coalition, has castigated the Kenya Kwanza government, accusing it of increasing the tax burden on Kenyans in the budget policy statement of 2024, saying it is meant to prolong the suffering of Kenyans by raising government expenditures, hence hurting Kenya's majority middle class. Addressing the press after a meeting with that discussed the Budget Policy Statement 2024, Affordable Housing Levy Bill 2023, and what they called the reckless borrowing by the Kenya Kwanza regime. The opposition leader said the Affordable Housing Levy Bill is unconstitutional and a punitive tax collection avenue which betrays the wishes of Kenyans who have rejected it. The leaders have also lamented over the free fall of the shilling against the dollar, with its instability coming with escalated costs of imports, including food. They have further accused the Kenya Kwanza government of resorting to more borrowing, ignoring the warnings that the country is in debt distress and at the risk of debt default.
Kenya must never be excited about these artificial, superficial, and unsustainable moves by the Kenya Kwanza regime to stabilize the dollar against the Kenya shilling. If you recall, in August 2022, the shilling was trading at 100, the dollar was trading as 120 shillings for $1 US. 1.5 years later, the shilling is trading at 150 against the US dollar. And you never really get to know. Even our coffee farmers are complaining about a sudden dip in the exchange rate. And then again, leveling up to incredible and unsustainable levels.
The government has reiterated its commitment to enhancing the quality of Kenyan tea with a prime focus on regaining the country's spot as the world's top tea producer. This follows the launch of the Lipton Tea Innovation and Technology Academy at State House, Nairobi, where President William Ruto noted that the institution will offer cutting-edge training on tea growing to farmers. And as Grace Ahati reports, the president has stated that as part of Kenya's partnership with the Netherlands-based Lipton Tea and Infusions Company, Kenya will now be acknowledged as the producer of tea in its worldwide branding.
To thank you, Your Excellency.
In efforts to enhance the quality of Kenyan tea to ensure it meets the global standards, the government has established a partnership with Lipton Teas and Infusions Company based in Netherlands. President William Ruto today launched the Lipton Tea Innovation and Technology Academy at State House, Nairobi, where he noted that the collaboration also seeks to promote sustainable and responsible practices in the tea sector, as well as develop the country as a role model in sustainable tea sourcing. The president has noted that as part of this partnership, Lipton Tea will acknowledge Kenya as the producer of the tea in its worldwide branding.
We've always wanted to claim our space as the best tea growers globally. I think now working with Lipton's, slowly we will begin to occupy that space and brand our country for what it is, a producer of the best tea in the world. We've always wanted to make tea pay more to our farmers. We now have yet another opportunity to make sure that we produce tea in a way that the most earnings and incomes go to our farmers.
Recognizing agriculture as a crucial pillar of the nation's economy, President Ruto highlighted that the academy will play a pivotal role in modernizing traditional tea farming methods that prioritize quality over quantity.
The tea sector, in particular, holds immense potential in terms of local, regional, and overseas opportunities, and consequently boosting the tea value chain, especially through optimal blending and branding of Kenyan teas, is a specific commitment under our agenda. We have a major opportunity to enhance the economic contribution of the tea value chain as a key foreign exchange earner and a significant contributor to Kenya's global market presence by raising the value of our tea exports beyond the current $1.1 billion US.
President Ruto has at the same time noted that to actualize the full potential of tea, part of his government's agenda is to ensure farmers have the necessary knowledge to produce top-tier tea globally.
We must undertake training for our youth, especially those employed in the tea industry, in order to equip them with skills and knowledge on optimal tea husbandry practices and value-added processing. Quality training involving deliberate investment in research and training resources is essential, while robust partnerships with organizations in the local and international space, public and private sector, are indispensable in facilitating the transfer of necessary knowledge and skills in the tea industry.
This even as tea remains Kenya's top foreign exchange earner every year, with the tea industry contributing 4% to the country's gross domestic product GDP and accounting for 26% of its foreign exchange earnings.
But more than that.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Grace Ahati.
Kenya and Ethiopia have concluded a strategic framework to promote bilateral cooperation in key areas of economic and social development. The two countries have pledged to enhance their cooperation and signed a memorandum of understanding in 7 specific areas of tourism, wildlife, culture, blue economy, petroleum, correctional services, and capacity building in public service. Prime Cabinet Secretary and CS for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Musalia Mudavadi is in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia for the 36th Joint Ministerial Commission JMC meeting, where he has co-chaired the JMC meeting with his counterpart Ambassador Tay Selassie. Alice Diana tells us more.
Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Musalia Mudavadi has underlined the need for Kenya and Ethiopia to resolve trade barriers, including tariff and non-tariff barriers that stifle expansion of trade between the two partners. Mudavadi, who co-chaired the 36th Ethiopia-Kenya Joint Ministerial Commission JMC with Ethiopia's Foreign Minister Ambassador Tay Selassie, said the two countries have concluded a strategic framework to promote bilateral cooperation in key areas of economic and social development.
During our deliberations, we reaffirmed mutual commitment to expand the scope and depth of Kenya-Ethiopia relations as presented in the 3 clusters: foreign affairs and security, economic and trade, and social affairs. We also agreed on various strategic measures aimed at advancing our collaboration in specific areas and undertook to review the Special Status Agreement of November 2012. Our two countries also signed memoranda of understanding to spur our cooperation across additional areas of national development.
The two sides further agreed to promote parliamentary diplomacy through exchange visits by the speakers of the Kenya's National Assembly and Ethiopia's House of People's Representatives. The 36th JMC further provided an opportunity for Kenya and Ethiopia to enhance their cooperation in regional and global issues of mutual interest.
We'll continue to consult and support each other on various matters of regional, continental, and international importance. In this regard, we are committed to extend support to each other's candidatures to ensure that the priorities of the two nations and the common African agenda is effectively articulated in the international system.
The two sides further agreed on time-bound monitoring, including a mid-term review hosted by Kenya on February 2025 to assess progress and prepare for the next JMC in 2026.
Kenya assures you of commitment to building the special status relations with Ethiopia and will prioritize the hosting of the next session of the Joint Ministerial Commission on schedule in 2026.
Ethiopia's Foreign Minister Ambassador Tay Selassie reiterated Ethiopia's commitment to work for peace and prosperity, including through enhanced security along the common border. The JMC, established in 1963, aims to deepen historical ties between the two countries and promote prosperity of the people of the two countries. Alice Diana, Hope TV Newswatch.
The Music Copyright Society of Kenya CEO Ezekiel Mutua has fired back at the Kenya Copyright Board KOBO over claims that there were discrepancies in the monies collected as royalties for 2023 by the 3 collective management organizations. In a statement released shortly after KOBO chairman Joshua Kutunyi invited the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission and the DCI to probe the figures, Mutua said the criteria of distribution that would allocate artists 70% of monies collected is non-existent. Dole Mweregimbovi reports.
Music Copyright Society of Kenya CEO Ezekiel Mutua has responded to Kenya Corporate Board Kikobo over disparities claims. Mutua said the distribution, which started on January 25th, is still ongoing and will run until March 29th this year.
We are going to deal with them so ruthlessly that when we are done, they will be looking for their way to town. Yeah. There is a law in this country. And let them not think because they come from certain region that they are going to scare anybody. No. We are citizens of this country with equal rights. We went public way before announcing the distribution, gave members our numbers, and started a conversation even on social media. I went even to radio stations and TV stations and said, this is what we will distribute. This is what we have set aside.
We have always been open. We have always had audits. We have always responded to the audits. In fact, the only society, I think, that responds to those audits. We have always remained accountable and transparent. We have never hidden from anything.
According to Kutuni, the Music Copyright Society of Kenya, Kenya Association of Music Producers and Performers' Rights Society of Kenya jointly collected 249 million in royalties, but there were disparities in amounts declared by individual entities. However, Mutua has termed the claims as sideshows, saying MCSK will issue a comprehensive report upon conclusion on the distribution exercise on March 29th this year. In response to Kutuni's claims that the collection of royalties for mechanicals was poor, Mutua said the biggest revenue stream for Kenyan artists is Kiza Tunes.
There is a lot, and you know it. There is a lot I can show about you. A lot. Kutuni, you know it. And we can say these things. So let them not dare us. We will fight corruption, even if I'll be the last man standing. I'll put my life on the line. Because if we are treated to these shenanigans where people twist the truth and make it look like a lie, then we have no country.
Dolly Murikimbovi for Hope TV, Nairobi.
Now let's take a first short break here on Newswatch. We shall return shortly with more news items. Don't go too far.
I've actually been trying to find a balance. It's been really tough and hectic, but everyone says once you get a hang of it, it becomes better, and I don't know, but I'm hoping to find a balance soon because it's really been hectic. But you've been in the job industry for a long time, so I think you would know better. Cindy?
Huh? What time is it? I need to catch up on Leadership Forum. Do they have a radio here? Never mind. I brought my own.
No way. You can't be serious. Wait, why do you have a radio and you can just catch up with the shows on Hope FM podcasts?
Really? Even Meet of the World?
Yeah. I mean, you can find them on whatever platform, name it. AfriPods, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it.
But I'm not subscribed on any of them.
So no worries. You can just check out the latest episodes on hopemediakenya.org.
You can now listen to select Hope FM programs on your favorite podcast streaming platform or directly on our website, www.hopemediakenya.org. Listen and live.
Yesu ndiye njia.
Mtoto gani katika hii ulimwengu ameitwa Mungu mkuu?
Nasema akasema udhu billahi.
Hata leo usisema udhu billahi, tafadhali usikize.
Yesu ndiye njia. Uchambuzi wa masuala tata katika Biblia na vitabu vingine vya kidini.
No, we don't believe that Christ was crucified. Christ was taken right to heaven by 4 angels, 4 archangels.
Kama Muhammad ndiye alikuwa wa kwanza kuleta dini ya Kiislamu na alikuja after Jesus, sasa inawezekanaje Ibrahimu awe Muislamu, Musa awe Muislamu?
Yesu ndiye njia. Mjadala wa moja kwa moja kati ya walimu wa Kikristo na dini zingine.
Wanasema Mwenyezi Mungu ana mtoto. Jambo hilo wanasema mmeleta jambo ambalo linachukiza.
Siri ya Mungu ambaye Mungu amejidhihirisha katika mili. Hii yote ni ukafiri.
Mmefanya makosa makubwa sana kusema kwamba Isa ibn Maryam ni Mungu wa pili na Allah ambaye ameumba mbingu na ardhi mkasema ni Mungu wa tatu.
Yesu ndiye njia. Jumamosi kuanzia saa 1:30 jioni kwenye runinga uipendayo ya Hope TV. Yesu ndiye njia.
Mtoto gani katika hii ulimwengu ameitwa Mungu mkuu?
Nasema akasema audhu billahi.
Hata leo usisema audhu billahi, tafadhali usikize.
Yesu ndiye njia. Uchambuzi wa masuala tata katika Biblia na vitabu vingine vya kidini.
No, we don't believe that Christ was crucified. Christ was taken right to heaven by 4 angels, 4 archangels.
Kama Muhammad ndiye alikuwa wa kwanza kuleta dini ya Kiislamu na alikuja after Jesus, sasa inawezekanaje Ibrahimu awe Muislamu, Musa awe Muislamu?
Yesu ndiye njia. Mjadala wa moja kwa moja kati ya walimu wa Kikristo na dini zingine.
Wanasema Mwenyezi Mungu ana mtoto. Jambo hilo wanasema mmeleta jambo ambalo linachukiza.
Siri ya Mungu ambaye Mungu amejidhihirisha katika mili. Hii yote ni ukafiri.
Mmefanya makosa makubwa sana kusema kwamba Isa ibn Maryam ni Mungu wa pili na Allah ambaye ameumba mbingu na ardhi mkasema ni Mungu wa tatu.
Yesu ndiye njia. Jumamosi kuanzia saa 1:30 jioni kwenye runinga uipendayo ya Hope TV.
Hello there, praise the name of the Lord. My name is Evelyn Wanjiro. To get Naiwe Maombi as your skiza tune, SMS skiza 88300022 to 811. Hope Skiza, spreading the hope.
Je, ushawahi kuweka jambo kwenye mizani? Ushawahi kupata uzito wake? Haya basi, usitapetape zaidi. Naomba unigande, maana mizani ipo hapa kwa ajili yako.
Vyakula na mbegu za kitamaduni
na kutuliza fikra na kukuwezesha kupima masuala ibuka katika jamii, tena kwa busara. Tukutane mizani kila Ijumaa saa 1 machweo kwenye runinga ya Hope TV.
Apologies for that technical hitch, but we're back for more news items. The Second African Media Festival has entered its second and last day today, with calls for the media to adhere to media ethics and regulations, irrespective of the presence of quacks in the industry. This as stakeholders have pledged to work on eliminating miscommunication to ensure that the role of the media to inform is upheld. The festival was organized by various media stakeholders led by Baraza Media Hub and brought together nationals from 27 countries in Africa. Nelia Swanjiru reports.
Stakeholders from various media houses led by Baraza Media Hub have organized a 2-day media festival for media personnel and content creators. This is the second festival organized with the name of bringing cohesion and decorum in the industry. Nationals from 27 countries in Africa attended the festival with the aim of learning and relearning amid the rallying call to keep up the media ethics and regulations.
So media in general across the world is facing a lot of challenges, from disrupted business models to more talent that is needed to be developed for better reportage or better outcomes. And for us, convening this is a place where we come and introspect as the continent and seeing what kind of innovations do we need, what kind of talent do we need for the future, what kind of technologies are coming up that are going to help us.
On the other hand, the leaders of the festival say they organize such events to create room for eliminating propaganda in the industry and making sure those who have just joined the industry know what is expected of them professionally.
What journalism was then and what it is right now is just completely different. And so I think the greatest skill for any practitioner joining the industry right now is to really have a mindset of learning and unlearning, because there's going to be a lot of that in the work that we do.
To curb this miscommunication, the stakeholders pledged to come up with a new technique to curb this menace.
It's very important to curb misinformation because we do not want to live in a world where nobody knows the truth from the lie. Because there are serious life consequences. In a world where you don't know what the truth is and you don't know what the lies are. You don't know what human rights are, because human rights ultimately depend on the truth. Our lives literally depend on what is true and what is false. So it's critical that we understand the truth from the lie. So that even if we're having honest public debates, we're basing it on the truth. If we're going to have interventions to the challenges that we're having, they have to be based on the truth so that we're not, we're not nervous and terrified over things that are lies. We want to deal with the world as it is, and we want to come from a place of truth.
The Africa Media Festival 2024 was set to establish the foundation for revolutionary innovations with a mission to serve as a catalyst for transformation, cultivating optimism to reshape the African media landscape. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, my name is Nelias Wanjiru.
Now, Narok Governor Patrick Ole Ntutu has officially commissioned a 6 million shilling administration block at Ola Shapani Secondary School in Narok South Sub-County in a move to boost and promote learning in the institution. In the same spirit, he also gave 1.3 million shillings to sponsor needy and bright students in the institution, among whom are those rescued from the early marriages and female genital mutilation. Abigail Namude with the report.
The administration block at Ola Shapani Secondary School was constructed at 6 million shillings and is considered a huge boost towards learning efforts at the school located in Narok South Sub-County. During the commissioning, Governor Patrick Ole Ntutu also gave 1.3 million shillings towards sponsoring needy and bright children in the institution, among whom are rescued from the early marriages and female genital mutilation. The county boss applauded the institution management for not considering the financial muscle of parents before accommodating the girls who were rescued from reverting to cultural practices, and committed to sponsoring them till the completion of their academics. So far, 128 girls have received full sponsorship from the county government. He further encouraged the girls that they have equal opportunities of becoming professionals just like the boy child.
Mulikuwa mumetuuliza kama county government tuwajengee admin block, na nafikiri hiyo admin block nimeona imemalizwa na nimeshukuru sana. Na kuna wengine nimelipia ambayo tumepea almost 1.9 million ambayo tumeshalipa ya hii shule watoto 248. Hiyo isitoshe, nimeamua ya kwamba hapa hii shule ya Oloshapani county government itawanunulia bus ya milioni 8.
Felix Kisalu, the Deputy County Commissioner, affirmed that the school has accepted and accommodated many girls rescued from vulnerable circumstances and urged the county government to build a rescue center where the girls who face threats and retrogressive cultural practices from their homes can spend holidays as they wait to be integrated with their families.
Pale Ololunga tunapata watoto wako na shida mingi. Wale watoto tuna rescue kutoka kwa ndoa za mapema, wale watoto tuna rescue kutoka FGM, wale wasichana tuna rescue kutoka child labor. Mheshimiwa Governor huwa tunatuma katika shule hii na principal anawapokea bila maswali. So Madam Principal, thank you very much for supporting the girl child.
Gloria Nkatha, the school principal, appreciated the county government for the support given to the school, stating that this will help in taking care of the girls who have increased in number from a handful in 2015 to 700. She confirmed that most of her students are the rescued girls and very needy but bright students who are mostly accommodated in the school without paying school fees.
Hapo nyuma tulikuwa tunaona wengi wana drop kwa sababu ya mimba, lakini kwa sasa hii tunaona sisi wote wanafunzi wote wako shule hawana mimba. Kuna wanafunzi wengi by the way, na wale walikuwa extremely needy ni hao 7 mmesikia, walikuwa na deni tangu wakuje shule hawaweza kulipa karo, lakini tuliweza kuwaruhusu wasome shule bila kuwafukuza. Hawa watoto ni werevu sana. The moment tumewafukuza waende nyumbani, huyo mtoto hatarudi shule tena, maisha yake itaishia hapo na hatutaweza kuwafuatilia. Tukasema kwamba kama shule ni vizuri tukae na hao wanafunzi hapa shuleni, tuwatafutie donors waweze kuwafund waweze kusoma. Na tunamshukuru gavana wetu kwa kuadapt hao wasichana wetu ndio aweze kuwasomesha na watakaa shule. They are very bright.
Abigail Namude reporting for Hope TV Newswatch.
Security agencies of Chesikaki and Sirisia have been urged to collaborate with administration officials in opening charges against the suspects who are alleged to be compromising the security of students when they go to school. This follows report that a group of youth have been harassing students as they head to school in the morning in Namutoko and Malinda areas in Sirisia constituency. Gloria Musimbi with more.
Following recent reports on the rising cases of insecurity of students in different areas in Bungoma County, the chief of Chesikaki area has warned against a group of youths suspected of endangering the safety of students going to school in the morning in Namutoho and Malinda areas, Sirisia constituency.
Kuna changamoto kwa usalama kidogo. Nataka niseme hili. Kuna watoto ambao wanasoma shule ya Kimambore Secondary, watoto wanaosoma shule ya Malinda FYM, watoto wanaoenda shule ya St. Anthony, Karibuni Girls na shule ambazo ziko karibu hapa. Nina ujumbe kwamba kuna vijana wanakaa mahali hapo junction. Sasa watoto wanakuja mapema na wanahatarisha maisha yao watu sana.
Speaking during the Kimabole Farmers Cooperative Society AGM meeting, Chief Maurice Wetala called on respective security agencies for joint efforts in taking stern action against the suspected youths in order to improve the security of students in Bungoma County.
Because watoto wetu hawawezi kuhatarishwa maisha na mtu mjinga ambaye hakwenda shule. Sawa sawa? Nataka mumwambie hatutakubali njia yoyote ya kuhatarisha maisha ya watoto wetu ambao wanatafuta riziki.
His remarks come after a recent report where some students were sexually assaulted in Makueni County, an issue that is raising mixed reactions across the country. And on matters concerning land succession, residents of Cheptais sub-county in Bungoma County have been encouraged to register their farms in the relevant office as the only way that will enable them to obtain title deeds for those farms.
Amujaya ambiwa agreement iko na mwezi 6 pekee. Agreement imepitisha mwezi 6, mwezi sitaki mtu koti. Hiyo ni kitu mjui. Kama unaweza sema ya agreement, mwezi 6 ikisha utakuwa kuguswa. Lakini tunakusaidia sisi kama serikali, tunajua huyu hapa na agreement yenu na alinunua shamba. Sote yenyewe kama wewe ni mnunuzi.
On his part, Kimabole Farmers Cooperative Society Chairman Paul Manyonge pointed out that despite the challenges that the association has been facing in regards to the climate change and cost of living, as a board they will ensure that farmers receive better services.
In the 2024-2025 season, we are planning to increase training tables in both factories, a number of employees in readiness for the anticipated increase in coffee deliveries. During the winter season, climate change affects most farmers, with hailstone hitting that coffee, leading to loss of produce, rice production went down. It's our prayer this season things will be okay.
Reporting for TV Newswatch, I'm Gloria Musimbi.
Residents in Matanya, Laikipia Central, have vowed to partner with the government to weed out alcohol and narcotic drugs in the area. The residents said that increased crime rate was as a result of alcohol and drug abuse among the youth. The past month has witnessed a series of gruesome murders in the community which have been blamed on drug abuse. This as Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua said that the government is committed to eradicating the menace. Dolly Mbuvi with more on that story.
Following the brutal murder of 3 people within a month in Matanya, Laikipia Central, residents have now vowed to partner with the government to weed out alcohol and narcotic drugs in the area. In a strange turn of events, the 3 murders are said to have been committed by either relatives or close friends of the victims. Leaders in the area have urged the residents to allow the government to punish those involved in the criminal activities while pointing at the illegal usage of drugs in the area.
Ikawa tu tuseme ni mzuri ukiona mtu yako amebadilika, usinyamaze, apia mwenzako, sana sana apia mzee wa nyumba 10, apia village elder, ndio hii mambo ifikie chief, ifikie assistant chief na ofisi iendelee kujua kuna shida. Ndio hiyo kitu ikitokea iwe ilikuwa reported.
South Rift Nakata manager Robert Oweni urged Matanya residents not to harbor criminals and assure that the government is committed to eradicating drugs and substance abuse menace in the country.
Kwa sababu kama Nakada Sisi tumepewa mamlaka ya kukabiliana na pombe na mihadarati katika nchi. Kama nchi tunakubali kuwa kama kuna jambo ambalo linaleta sisi tusiweze kuwa na maendeleo, moja ya yule adui ni ulevi na mihadarati. Gani tunaweza tukakinga mambo ya ulevi na mihadarati kuendelea katika nchi yetu?
Kama mtu ametenda jambo ambalo haliandamani na sheria ya Kenya, waache sheria ichukue mkono yake kutoka hapa. Lakini kabla tufike hapo, si kwanza tusuluhishe hii maneno kidogo. Si kwanza watu waongee kama jamii. Si kwanza wanakijiji, bwana UCS, hata tukuite kwa baraza zetu. Tukae chini kama viongozi, tujadiliane kwanza. Tukae chini kama wananchi, kwa welfare zetu, tukae chini, tujadiliane kwa sababu ya haya.
However, the area administrator urged residents to be vigilant in reporting crime incident in the areas, adding that the government would not relent in the fight against alcohol and narcotic abuse.
We have to change direction, tujue kwamba haya mambo lazima tucollaborate kwa pamoja, na nimesema jukumu moja kubwa ya mwananchi na viongozi wetu. It is to make noise. It is what? To make noise. Na si kupiga kelele tu without any information, ni kusema na kutaja mtu ambaye anafanya nini. Hako na mhalifu, si ndio? Anafanya uhalifu katika jamii.
In the latest incident, 58-year-old Daniel Ndirango was hacked to death in the same area, an incident that was linked to land tussle. In yet another incident 1 week ago, a 44-year-old cashew worker, Michael Washira, died after being struck on the head with a piece of wood by a friend. The deceased had reported gone to ask for his wages of 500 shillings after spending 2 days harvesting vegetables for the alleged assailant. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who has been on the forefront in the war against illicit drugs in the country, has been categorical that the Kenya Kwanza administration will make available resources to end toxic, illicit brew, drug and substance abuse in the country and bring dignity to Kenyans.
There is no way a chief, an assistant county commissioner, a deputy county commissioner or county commissioner can run a bar anywhere in the country. There is no way a police officer can run a bar. That is clear conflict of interest, and it is not possible. So mimi nataka kutangaza on behalf of the president and the government ikiwa hapa, wewe kama ni police officer uko na bar, uamue uache kazi uendelee na bar, ama uache bar uendelee na kazi.
Dolly Marikimbuvi for Hope TV.
We look at international news now. South Africa's parliament has, in a historic move, voted to impeach one of the country's top judges due to misconduct. An investigation found that John Schlope, the leading judge in Western Cape Province, tried to influence justice at the country's top court in a case relating to former President Jacob Zuma. 305 members of parliament have voted for his removal, while 27 were against it. An investigation by the Judicial Service Commission found that in 2008, Schlope had made contact with 2 of the 11 judges of the Constitutional Court in an attempt to sway a ruling in Zuma's favor relating to matters in his arms deal corruption case. Previously, Schlope's last-minute bid to stop MPs from voting on his impeachment failed after the Western Cape High Court struck his urgent application for the role.
Order. Honourable members, the result of the division is as follows. There's no abstentions, 27 voted against, and 305 voted in favour. The question is order. The question is accordingly agreed to, and the House resolves to call for the removal from office of Judge President M.J. Schlope in terms of Section 177, subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Republic. This resolution will be communicated to His Excellency the President. Order.
Je, ushawahi kuweka jambo kwenye mizani? Ushawahi kupata uzito wake? Haya basi, usitapetape zaidi. Naomba unigande, maana mizani ipo hapa kwa ajili yako.
Vyakula na mbegu za kitamaduni,
na kutuliza fikra na kukuwezesha kupima masuala ibuka katika jamii, tena kwa busara. Tukutane mizani kila Ijumaa saa 1 machweo kwenye runinga ya Hope TV.
Hello there, praise the name of the Lord. My name is Evelyn Wanjiro. To get Naiwe Maombi as your skiza tune, SMS skiza 88300022 to 811. Hope Skiza, spreading the hope.
To sports now. Arsenal was stunned by Galano as Galano scored in stoppage time to give FC Porto the advantage from the first leg of their Champions League knockout tie. The Brazilian winger took a few touches to set himself before curling a wonderful finish into the net past the despairing full-stretch dive of David Raya. The Gunners dominated possession but failed to have a single shot on target in the match. Meanwhile, Victor Osimhen managed a draw for Napoli in his first club appearance since December as they held Barcelona in their Champions League last 16 first leg. Robert Lewandowski handed Barca the lead in the 60th minute in Italy when he arrowed an effort into the bottom corner from the edge of the area. Napoli eventually found a way back from Osimhen, slipping past his marker in the box before rifling past Marc-Andre ter Stegen to level. And Liverpool moved 4 points clear at the top of the English Premier League table after coming from behind to beat Luton 4-1 in Anfield. The result made it 3 wins on the bounce for Liverpool after losing 3-1 at Arsenal last month and built further momentum as they gear up for Sunday's EFL Cup final against Chelsea at Wembley. And that's how we wrap up Newswatch tonight. It's been a pleasure to bring you today's news together with Boniface Moredi on this sign language. Thank you for keeping me company. I have been your anchor, Melissa Oduor. Good night.